Ball one, no strikes. Every seat, of course, is filled. The park has been sold out long since. Sane gets his sign from Salkeld. He delivers. Ball two, 2-0. The two foul line umpires are standing just about 30 feet from the right and left field fences. That was a move instituted by Commissioner Chandler. Time is being called, and one of the ushers is being told by Bill Summers to get off the playing field and get back in the confined area of the field boxes along the right field side. 2 balls, no strikes. Elliott in fairly close. Here's the pitch. And the curveball is high. 3-0. And the Braves partisans grow somewhat apprehensive. Down in the on-deck area is the great Cleveland manager, Lou Boudreau. Doby sets himself for the pitch. It comes in for a strike called. 3-1. Sane slowed up just a little, threw a moderate speed pitch that was letter high, and Doby plants himself again. Now he takes a wide open stance, feet wide apart, sets himself for the 3-1 pitch with 1 out. Sane pitches, and there's a high pop foul. Elliott is chasing it, but the wind blows it into the third base stands for a 3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Before the game, the great comedian, acrobat, contortionist of the Cleveland Indians, Jackie Price, gave a very interesting demonstration. Suspended by his legs from the bleacher wall, he caught fly balls and returned them. 3-2 the count confronting Sane and Doby. Here it is. There's a high fly ball to right center field. Mike McCormick has scarcely to move for it. He waits, and he takes it. Doby was 2/3 of the way to second base when the ball dropped into McCormick's glove. So the first 2 Cleveland batters, left fielder Dale Mitchell, center fielder Larry Doby, have flied out to center fielder Mike McCormick. And the great Cleveland manager is up, Lou Boudreau. Runner-up to Ted Williams in the American League Batting Championship. He single-handedly sparked his Indians to 2 rallies last Sunday. He teamed with Bearden, Keltner, and company to beat the Red Sox in the playoff. His batting average was .355. He's a right-hander. He's in his crouch. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Curveball, letter high. Lou comes from Harvey, Illinois, and he was one of the greatest athletes the Illini ever produced. Sane delivers. Outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The experts were just about even in their choice of whether or not Sane or Feller would be the winning pitcher in this battle of aces. Johnny winds up, strides, and there's a fly ball down the left field line. It's being chased by Rickert, and he takes it in foul territory, just crossing the line. A foul ball hit to Rickert, so Cleveland goes down in 1-2-3 first inning order. The score is 0-0. Fans, for a doubleheader in shaving value, get Hefter Gillette Blue Blades. They're double-edged for double economy. You get 2 shaving edges, not just 1. What's more, they're the sharpest edges ever honed, the easiest shaving and longest lasting on Earth. Bear in mind, Gillette Blue Blades fit your Gillette razor exactly. The edges line up absolutely parallel and extend just the correct distance for smooth, easy shaving. Yes, for the slickest shaves in the book, good-looking, refreshing shaves that really rate. Buy Gillette Blue Blades, 5 for a quarter, 10 for 49. Or for extra convenience at no extra cost, get them in the handy 20-blade Gillette dispenser for 98 cents. Remember, look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades with the sharpest edges ever honed. So it was no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left for Cleveland in the first half of the first inning as Johnny Sane induced Mitchell, Doby, and manager Lou Boudreau to fly out. 2 of them to center field, the other just outside the foul line and left to Marv Rickert. Rickert, you know, was declared eligible because of the injury to Jeff Heath. Tommy Holmes, Thomas Kelly Holmes, Brooklyn-born Boston Brave, will be the first batter. He finished the regular playing season with a batting average of .325 and has long been regarded as one of the most difficult men to strike out in baseball. He's a left-handed batter. He hits to all fields. Third baseman Ken Keltner is playing in fairly close. Mitchell is in left field, Doby in center, and Judnick in right. The infield for the Indians, Robinson, Gordon, Boudreau, Keltner. Bob Feller gets set to pitch to Jim Hegan. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. He threw a fast curveball that broke down near the ankles, and the count is 1 ball. Billy Southworth is the coach at third base, and Johnny Cooney, an old-time pitcher with a famous hesitation delivery. A pitcher outfielder is coaching at first. 1 ball, no strikes, no score as the Braves leadoff batter, Holmes, waits for the pitch. Ball 2, fastball outside, 2-0. The Mr. Chandler's box is immediately to the right of the screen, and Mrs. Boudreau is seated back of the Braves dugout. Mrs. Southworth is seated back of the Braves dugout, naturally enough. And the Braves' 1914 stars are here, and so are some of the great old Clevelanders. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball, caught the inside corner. Called strike. 2-1. The umpires are positioned at first, second, and third, back of the plate, and on the 2 foul lines, in the interest of accuracy. And the wind continues to blow in strongly from right center field. Holmes waggles his bat. Feller takes a big windup. He fires one, and there's a drive to center field. Doby goes over to his own right, and he takes it. The ball was crisply hit, but it was an easy chance. Holmes flies to center, just as Mitchell did to lead off for the Indians. 1 man out, and the great young rookie shortstop of the Braves comes up. He is Alvin Dark, the former Louisiana State University star from Lake Charles, Louisiana, with a batting average of .322. He was largely responsible for the success of the Braves in the National League, and he drew high praise from rival managers and players alike. He stands almost straight away, feet wide apart. They play him fairly short in the outfield. Swing and a miss. Feller fired a fastball. This is his first look at Bob Feller, by the way, outside of the game he watched at Fenway Park to decide the American League Championship on Monday. 1 strike to count. Feller takes that big windup. He strides, pitches, and there's a bunted foul down the third baseline, fielded by Billy Southworth. He decided to catch Ken Keltner napping, but the ball was fouled by about 10 feet. The count is 2 strikes. Someone called the attention of George Barr to the fact that Dark's right foot was not in the batter's box, but the umpire looked it over very carefully and indicated that it was. One of the Cleveland coaches. 2 strikes to count. No score in the last half of the first inning of the 1948 World Series. Feller gets set. He pitches, and there's a foul ball into the right field pavilion. 2 strikes to count. Dark swung late on a fastball. It was outside. Two strikes to count. 1 man out. Feller is studying the sign given him by Jim Hegan. The infield is straight away. Here's the pitch. And there's a curveball that missed the outside corner. Feller stepped to his right and fired a crossfire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The first 4 batters in this game have failed to hit. For the Indians, Mitchell, Doby, and Boudreau went out, and Tommy Holmes lined to Doby to start the inning for the Braves. Now it is 1-2 on Dark. The pitch. There's a ground ball that goes to Eddie Robinson. Robinson decides to beat him in the race to the bag, and he does. Robinson had to slide into the bag at first base for the decision. Dark grounds out unassisted to Eddie Robinson on an extremely close play, with Robinson sliding into the bag to beat Dark, who really got up speed as he neared first. 2 men out, and Earl Ferguson of Snohomish, Washington. Earl Averill's birthplace had a batting average of .251 this year. He wears eyeglasses, as do some of the other players in the contest. 2 men out. Mel Harder of Cleveland does. Joe Tucker of Cleveland also. Torgeson wants the rosin bag, and Bob Elliott, who is in the on-deck area, throws it up to him, and then he steps back into the left-handed batter's box again. Dark's out was the first infield chance of the game, the first ground ball that was handled in fair territory. The first 4 men to face the pitchers went out on fly balls. 2 men out. Torgeson sets himself, and the first pitch is a curved strike called. 1 strike to count. Feller is one of the all-time greats of the game. He missed 19 victories this year. His record was 19-15. He takes a big windup, delivers, and there's a foul ball grounded to the right of the plate, and first base coach Johnny Cooney is fielding it. The count is 2 strikes. As Mel told you, the consensus varied all the way from a 4-game victory for the Cleveland Indians to a 6-game victory for the Boston Braves, a 7-game contest even up. But in a short World Series, it's almost impossible to speculate accurately. In 1914, the Braves were underdogs, but they won 4 in a row, the first team ever to do it. Feller gets set. He throws. Strike 3 called. He broke a curveball over the plate to strike out Torgeson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. Neither team has put a runner on in the first inning of play. George Barr comes back of the plate to get some fresh baseballs. Bill Salkeld trots out to his catching position. Billy Southworth is a believer in the 2-platoon system. Consistently all season long, he has thrown left-handers in against right-handers. An announcement is just being made calling the attention to the fact that 31 of the players in this World Series Classic, 31 of the Indians and the Braves, started under the American Legion Junior Baseball program. And here as guests of the Boston Braves and the Cleveland Indians today are the 1948 American Legion Junior National Champions, the Trenton, New Jersey team. They were all out on the field getting their fill of autographs. And who knows, many of them may someday be playing on this and on other Major League fields, because all told, about 200 Major Leaguers got their start in the program. Joe Gordon, the ex-Yankee and the great Cleveland second baseman, will come up. He's a Portland Oregonian with a batting average of .279. Regarded by many as one of the great second basemen of all time. He stands deep in the box. Johnny Sain throws the first pitch, and it's a strike called. That caught the outside corner, belt high. Here's the windup. The pitch. Foul ball that's drifting into the first base stands, out of play, and the count is strike two. Bill McKechnie is the coach at third base. Mel Harder is doing the coaching at first base, and Harder, by the way, was the batting practice pitcher for the Indians prior to game. The outfield is deep to the left with Gordon up. No score in the game. And so far, both pitchers have pitched 1-2-3 baseball. Sain is all set. He delivers. Strike called. Strike three, a curveball that caught the outside corner. Gordon took it, so both Feller and Sain have a strikeout. Ken Keltner comes up. Keltner put the Skids under the Red Sox last Monday with a 3-run home run that broke an existing 1-run tie and gave the Indians a 4-1 lead, which they never relinquished. He's from Milwaukee and has an average of .299. He's a hard-hitting right-hander. He lets the ball go by inside. One ball, a fastball. The outfield is still to the left with Keltner up. Here's the windup by Sain. He pitches, overhand and high. He threw a fastball. The count is 2-0. One man out in the second inning. Third baseman Bob Elliott plays him, as he should, about 10 feet inside the line. Keltner sets himself for the pitch, and he takes a strike, a curveball. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Sain won 24 ball games. He's the top winner in all of Major League Baseball this year. Johnny delivers. There's a foul ball that goes right back into the press box. The first souvenir to go to the boys in Typewriter Row during the ball game. 0-0 the score. So far, neither team has forced a break. The pitching is holding up, but the game is in its very early stages. The second inning with 1 out and none on. Here's the pitch. There's a drive that goes over Elliott's head for the first hit of the ball game. Rickard throws it into second base and holds Keltner to a single. Only because the outfield was stationed to the left was that blow kept from going for extra bases. So there is the first hit of the 1948 World Series by third baseman Ken Keltner of Cleveland and Walt Judnick, a left-handed batting right fielder, comes up. Judnick is from San Francisco. He also has played first base for the Indians this year. The outfield moves to the right a bit. The pitch, outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bill McKechnie hollered, "There he goes," just as soon as the pitch came over. But there was no attempt made by Keltner to run. The Braves' infield has moved into the halfway position, hopeful of a double play. The stretch by Sain. The pitch. Ball 2, a curveball that was a little on the inside. So it's 2-0. First blood in the hit department by Keltner. He takes a lead off first base. Sain delivers. Strike call, curveball. That curved over after Judnick had stepped away from it. Eddie Stanky cups his mouth with his glove and shouts some instructions to Al Dark, the shortstop. Sain is taking a stretch, and he throws quickly to first base, but there's no tag. Keltner got back. And now Sain concentrates on the batter again. The pitch to Judnick. There's a drive down the right field line. Foul ball. That was ruled foul by the right field foul line umpire, Babe Finelli. It was a wicked line drive. The Indians were trying the hit and run, and that ball was very nearly in there for extra bases. The field boxes out in right field will keep some balls, perhaps, from going all the way into the right field corner where the rolled-up tarpaulin rests. And similarly, the field boxes out in left field will serve as a protection. 2-2. Judnick the batter. Keltner on. 1 out for the Indians in the second. The pitch from Sain, inside. And there's the first full count of the ball game. 3-2. A great many World Series firsts of 1948 are bound to be registered in the early innings of play. The weatherman was wrong, fortunately.